been like on this speaking tour, book tour, in Morgantown, West Virginia, and Jacksonville, Florida, and now here, and going to Charlotte, North Carolina. So I'm hitting all the battleground states.
You sure are. All right, so I was reading your column, and you bring up this point about, be careful who you are associating with someone else, because
That's right.
a lot of people in Congress have associations that they would rather forget.
Well, yeah. I mean, because, see, first of all, let's just cut to the chase. This is a fraudulent discussion that is being held. It is a fraud. And shame on Senator John McCain, shame on Governor Sarah Palin, because they know they have nothing else to talk about. And so all of a sudden they want us to be saying, let's talk about William Ayers. When did Obama hear about this guy's past? The stuff took place when Obama was 8 years old. And the McCain campaign has said that if we discuss the economy, we lose. Shouldn't America slap them upside their heads? The economy this year, Reggie, is what terrorism was in 2004. And just imagine if John Kerry had said in 2004, can we talk about anything but terrorism? My point is this here. John McCain has associates. He has served with violent bigots in the United States Senate. Strom Thurmond, Jesse Helms, Robert Byrd, who all have pathetic and horrible past. Now, are we going to judge John McCain on his relationship with those individuals today? Well, two of them are dead, but he still served with them. Or are we going to say, no, we're going to hold you, John McCain, responsible for their deeds 30, 40 years ago? It's a stupid conversation.
All right, let's see what some of our viewers are writing in about today. Let's go to Gina. And first of all, Gina says, have to wonder with McCain-Palin if this is an example of do and say anything to win. I think they know they are sinking and getting desperate. Is that what this is all about?
This is all about them being totally desperate because they have no plan. They have no agenda. And so my deal is, why don't you sit down with your economic advisors and come up with a plan and talk to the American people? They're trying to play the boogeyman right now. All of a sudden, you have surrogates going out and saying, Barack Hussein Obama. Then the campaign comes out and apologizes. Well, Reggie, you and I know the deal. They can go to them and say, excuse me, if you come to one of our rallies and you introduce any speakers, you are not to refer to his middle name. They know exactly what they're doing. When they talk about William Ayers, domestic terrorist, what did Obama know? He's palling around. They want to put in the minds of people who don't follow politics every day. This guy's scary. He's a scary black guy. Who are these radicals that he knows? You know what's amazing, though? Some of the most wild radicals are the people who are on the conservative side, with these paramilitary groups. The point is, they want to scare voters, and they don't want to talk about education, health care, jobs, or the economy. Pure and simple.
And, the question that I've had recently is, does any of this stuff stick? Do people believe this sort of rhetoric that is coming out? And I think all of us can agree from both sides is dirty. And here's an example of someone who does. Walt writes into us and says, Obama can't be trusted. Do you want someone who has ties to a terrorist to be president? Wake up, America. McCain is the true American who will fight for the American people. So there's proof right there that at least one person is listening, and it's making a difference with him.
There you go. Another idiot. I said it, another idiot. So all of a sudden, let's trust McCain. Okay, let me go ahead and say this, Reggie. We might as well go ahead and put it out there. Because Rick Warren brought this up. Who would you trust? Would you trust somebody who met Bill Ayers, who was named the Chicago Citizen of the Year in 1997, a professor at the University of Chicago, an education activist? You met him years after he committed these heinous acts, but you want to go to trust. How about a guy who cheated on his wheelchair-bound wife multiple times and left her for Sidney McCain? Now, if you want to talk about pure trust, is there any greater trust in the relationship between a husband and a wife? See, don't play this character game, because all of a sudden start bringing up other stuff. John McCain wants to say, I have character. I'm an honorable man. Yet you are sitting here allowing the smear of Obama, and you know it's fraudulent, and you know it's wrong. Here's all I want, Reggie. It has nothing to do with who you vote for. I want candidates to talk about stuff that matters. This has no relevance whatsoever, and they know it because this is their last best shot. Watch the McCain people and their July 27th, bring out Reverend Wright, bring out Ayers, because they don't want to talk about what's happening in Main Street, on Wall Street. They don't want to talk about what's happening on Martin Luther King Drive. They don't want to talk about what's happening on farm roads across the country because they want to scare these voters in Midwest states, namely white voters, into saying, can't trust that guy. No, I'm sorry, can't trust that one.
Roland, invoking, yes, the interesting comment that was made at the debate the other night. But before we leave you, I do have to ask, don't we see this coming from both sides? I mean, the Keating 5 little documentary they did on the Obama website the other day, of course, was, I mean, there's no getting around it. John McCain was one of the Keating 5. That's a fact. Some people can dispute exactly how that documentary was done, but aren't they bringing out stuff too?
Absolutely. And here's what Obama told me when I interviewed him. He said, we will not be the first one to hit. We'll be the last one to hit. The Obama campaign never brought up Charles Keating until the McCain camp said, well, let's go after his shady characters. And that's the problem, Reggie. When you decide to go after somebody else's shady characters, guess what? They're coming after yours. And you know what? Charles Keating cost the American taxpayer $2.3 billion. John McCain could dance around it all day. The reality is he was involved with a financial terrorist, and let's explain that, John McCain, and that's the problem. It means that nothing like this the present day. That took place in the 80s. Bull Ayers took place in the 90s. We're in 2008. So let's see the McCain campaign have a debate about the issues. They don't want to. They've even said it, and that's what's even more sinister. They've admitted we don't